This is a movie about how to get started using PE Pro. When you first launch PE Pro from the desktop icon, this "What would you like to open" dialog box will be evident on screen. For now, I'm going to close this because I'd like to show you that up here under the Help menu, under Multimedia Tutorials, you can find 2 to 5-minute videos on just about everything you need to know how to do using PE Pro. Simply scroll through the list, find one that you want to look at, double-click it, and it will start.
This tutorial will cover moving and resizing objects.
I'm going to stop it, close that out, close out the tutorial window for now. PE Pro is primarily an icon-driven program. That is, to access the functions in PE, simply move your mouse to the left-hand toolbar and select an icon to access the tool that you want to use. When there's more than one choice available, you'll see a flyout menu. These are the same options that are available through the drop-down menus across the top. When you move your mouse over an icon, a help line will appear in the lower left-hand corner of your screen telling you what functions are available from that icon. In this case, I'm going to start with the first icon for creating a new card from scratch. Enter the dimensions of 5 by 7. And I'll enter in some margins of 1/2 inch each, just to show you that on screen there'll be a visual representation of where that 1/2 inch margin is. It won't print anything in that area, even though it's marked blue. It's just a visual representation of where you can create a border for purposes of helping you with the artwork that may be on the card to begin with. When you first create the card, there is a text box inside the area that you created, but that can be moved by left clicking and dragging, or it can be changed in size. I'm going to simply left click one of the grab handles and drag and reposition, and then you can move the text box wherever you want it to go. I will quickly type some text. You'll notice that there are multiple lines of text and they are all evenly spaced. That is an option that we set by default, in which each of your lines of text, and you'll notice as I hit return, they space evenly. More text goes here. And you could adjust the space of lines between each of the lines of text in a couple of different ways. The easiest is to simply grab one of the handles at the top, and as you reduce the size of the text box, you will notice that the lines of text get closer together, retaining their evenly spaced calculations. Some more things that we can do with text is I'm going to click inside the text box. The cursor is blinking. I can grab that line of text with my mouse. I can grab multiple lines of text or parts of text with my mouse. I can use an icon here in the toolbar that will grab all the text in the text box, or that tool will also grab the line of text that the cursor is on in just that one. Having made a selection, and now I'm going to grab all the text, I am going to change the size of the text by clicking on this icon over here in the left-hand toolbar. It's got the big T and the little t. The big T makes the text bigger. The smaller text makes the text smaller. I can also change my font by going to my font icon, selecting which font I want to apply. In this case, I'll choose this one here. And now all of that text has taken on that font. I'm going to resize it by going up higher again. And you can go in and you can just simply highlight any one letter or group of letters and change them as well. Another things that you can do is, we'll highlight all of them. I like to use the icon involving grab all. I'm going to come to my color picker icon on the left-hand toolbar and apply a color to it. And there we go. More things that we can do with our card here is we can, again, resize the size of the text box. We could insert multiple text boxes. There really is no limit as to how many text boxes you could insert. I'm going to go ahead and choose a different, I'll choose the same font here. And you'll notice that our font text boxes will be inserted in the upper left-hand corner, but it's not visible until you move your mouse in that area to find where the text box got inserted to. We do have a feature called a panel marker that will show you where your different objects are on a card. That turns on and turns off with this icon here on the left toolbar. Sometimes it gets a little confusing. Some people prefer to have it on, some people prefer to have it off. I'm going to turn it off because I know that my text box is up there, and I'm going to go ahead and grab it. And I'm going to put just some text here. Another thing we're going to do is we could insert images. If you happen to have an image, and let's say we have one here, and I'm going to grab a circular frame, or I'm going to just grab a frame, for example, and move it a little bit more centered. You'll notice that it, as a layer, is covering up the text that is underneath it. So we have an option of reversing the orders or changing the orders of our things on the card. Like this one here, I'm going to go up to Layer, Push Back, and now you'll notice that the image is underneath this text box. If I want to grab that text box and move it, I certainly can. Text goes here. Another thing that we can do is we could apply a color to the text that's in that text box. I'm going to highlight all the text. We have an eyedropper icon up here, and whatever color we select is going to be applied to whatever is highlighted. So I'm going to move my mouse to this flower, click on it, and show that that text now takes on the color that matches that particular area. Not very good color, but it's just to show you how that function works. One of the things that we can do is also rotate text. There's several ways to do it. The easiest way is I'm just going to highlight the text box, move up here to the top toolbar, and click on the angle button that will rotate the text as many degrees as you want. They're in 15-degree increments, but you could overwrite that and enter in your own number. That's just a quick overview of how to get started with PE Pro. We have lots more tutorials, and our program is actually a very deep program with lots of things that you can do with it. And feel free to explore, and we certainly hope that you have a lot of fun.